Hi everyone, this is Alicia Young with Creative Works by Alicia, and I'm coming on today for Saturday Morning Makes, and I'm going to try and do a couple of these mini composition notebooks. I sell them at my craft shows, and I had some that I did start on, and I don't know if most people are like me. I start on something, and then when the inspiration or whatever it is hits me, I stop it and go on to something else. So that's kind of what happened in this instant, and I want to try to finish a couple of these. Actually, to be honest, it wasn't this wasn't what I was going to work on, but I'm going to save the other thing for later, unless inspiration hits me and I want to put this aside and work on the other item. I was going to work on tag today. I'm using, this is some cardstock that was in my stash. Dress My Craft. It's the Brown Family cardstock. So I'm just using, a couple of sheets that I had in that. And this paper is, I think it's Graphic 45, Alice in Wonderland, I believe. And I know I'm going to have to do some fussy cutting because it's not in the right orientation that I want it to be. So, and I think this is the color out that Dress My Craft that I want to use on the front here. And I'm just kind of eyeballing that. I don't do too much measuring here. I don't know why, it's just a me thing. So I'm just gonna start that cut, and because I want the cut to be a little bit straight-ish, I am gonna finish it off with my my cutter here, which I think I need a new cutting blade on that. Now normally what I do when I'm working on these, because I like to take my paper right up to the edge, I do use tearing tape on it. And I like to put my tearing tape right up along this edge here, just to I use tearing tape and liquid glue, but I just like to put it up there just to kind of make sure everything is adhered nicely. I don't like to use a lot of glue on the covers because sometimes it seems that things get saturated with that glue, and it just kind of messes it up. So I am a little lighter with my glue. I'm almost to the end of this. I have another one, but this is the Reptile glue that I use. And usually if I don't use this, I'm at the end of that. But you know what I think I'm going to use? I think I'm going to use my glue stick here. And this is the Tombow Mono Glue Stick. I don't use glue sticks a lot, but for this, because it is going to be adhered on the other side, and I'm just taking this, this is just to kind of like hold the paper down while I fold it under. So that glue stick does come in handy when I'm doing this. And I'm just going to take it, and I'm just going to butt it right up here to this. I'm going to just try to get it on that, right to the seam there. And then I give it a light, I use my bone folder, and I kind of, make sure I go over the edge with it, and so it adhere nicely. I think this is kind of, yep. So I kind of want to make sure I have everything there. And then when I go in here, I just do my fold overs ahead of time, just to get that crease in there. and make it easier when I go to lay my paper, whatever color I'm going to lay in the inside. And this is the color I think I'm going to do for the inside. Excuse me, this darker brown from that same Dress My Craft paper pack. And now I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut out these square here. Just going to go right up to it and cut that out. And that's going to give me a cleaner edge. Here, I know some people do where they do the, but you know what? For some reason, when I try to just cut it with the scissors, it just doesn't come out right. Now for this, I am going to, especially for this top end, I'm going to use my tearing tape. And because I want to make sure this stays down. Any flaps, I want to always make sure that they stay down. And I use a combination of tape and glue, mainly because depending on who purchased it or where you live, sometimes the humidity and the weather, if you're going to keep this in your purse or wherever you're going to keep it, but that you know, if it's really hot, that glue will come up. It will melt, gum up, and come up. So I do like to use just a combination of glues just to make sure that everything is adhered properly. And just so that nothing comes apart. I hate to make something and it's going to come apart, you know, especially if you're selling it. You don't want whatever you sell to somebody, you don't want for it to come apart. And you certainly don't want that person to come, if you're doing a craft show, you know, the next year and say, oh, I purchased something from you and it fell apart 2 days later. That's just that would be totally embarrassing. Although I did have something like that happen to me before. It wasn't a paper craft item. I had because I do other things, and I had made a t-shirt, and it was like a vinyl, you know, iron-on type of thing. And what happened was I used my Cricut, the Cricut, you know, the one that's like the tabletop, the hand, you know, the hand one. I can't think of the name of it now. And I thought I was putting a lot of pressure on it. I mean, I put my whole body into that when I, you know, put that on, when I, you know, did the heat thing on there. And, you know, I thought it was a good bond. I mean, I put it for how many minutes it was, 10 minutes. And when I tell you I did it more than once, I did. I truly did do it more than once. And I thought those vinyl letters were on that t-shirt and nothing was going to bring it up. And I sold the shirt to a customer. And matter of fact, it was somebody that my brother knew that lived in his apartment building. The lady wore the t-shirt to church, came back from church and came by his apartment door, and there were letters that some were hanging on to the t-shirt, some had come off. My brother called me, said it was so embarrassing. I said, oh my God. I know it was embarrassing from him because it was embarrassing for me. So I made her another t-shirt, and I didn't use my Cricut thing this time. And I was only using the Cricut thing because I didn't want to turn on my big heat press machine, but that taught me a lesson. And let me tell you, I did do another t-shirt for her, and I did something else for her. I think I did a bag for her and didn't charge her. And you know, I did something extra, but you know, she seemed to be real nice about it. But I know deep inside that she was probably saying, oh my God. I mean, it had to be embarrassing. You know, she's going to church and has this you know, t-shirt on. It has all these scriptures on it, and then they come off. You know, I don't know. I was just mortified. So ever since then, I'm almost like you're a carpenter. I measure twice and cut once. So I definitely don't I use my big heat press for everything now. And I don't use my Cricut. I can't think of what that is. I don't use that for anything that's going to be like a press on vinyl, you know. So actually, I haven't used it that much. I was really thinking about selling it, but anyway, at any rate, I don't use it for that. If I'm gonna do a t-shirt job, iron on, sublimation, I use my heat press machine because no, I can't be doing stuff like that. So here I'm just gonna, because I want to use these I want to use this border, and this is going to be the easiest way for me to save this. I just cut it out like with the edges mitered, and I'm cutting around because I am going to get to this butterfly, and I want to try to like reassemble it, so to speak, onto the notebook, but in the direction that I want it to go in. So that's why I'm doing all this. I would really like to kind of maybe raise it up a little bit, but you know, you have to be careful with a pocket notebook like this, because you think the person will probably 9 times out of 10 put it in their purse or bag, and you don't want anything that's going to be popping up and catching on other things. So I probably will just leave it flat, but at any rate, I think I want it to go like this. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to you know, make this a little bit smaller here. I'm just going to take my scissors and just cut some off on this side. And I'm using the line here that's on the paper as my guide. And like that. And so, okay, that's the way I want it. I think I'm going to ink around my edges a little bit. And I am going to use this Ranger Archival ink in potting soil. And I'm just going to ink around the edges on this just a little bit. Just to, I was going to cut that butterfly all the way out, but, you know, I changed my mind on that. So I'm just going to, because when I frame this around, this inking will, it will, you know, kind of show through. So I'm going to use that. And I use these brushes. I've had these brushes for years. I'm not sure where I purchased them. You know, probably was Amazon, I'm assuming, but I really don't know. And then I'm going to come back with this that I cut off. And I'm going to come in, and I think what I'm going to do, because I want to make sure, let's see here. See this, I'm going to have to, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to make sure that I get this right with assembling this frame back. So I am going to take this and here I think I'm going to so let's see. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take, where is my silicone mat at? I shoved it in a drawer somewhere probably. But I need my silicone mat. Just want to make sure I don't get glue everywhere, but if I can't find it offhand, I'm just going to use a scrap of paper that I have here. But I would typically use my silicone mat that I purchased from Stampin' Up. And I'm just going to, because I just want this to hold long enough for me to, you know, get how I'm going to do it. Oh, this is so tricky. Because I am going to use my stronger glue on the underside, but I just want to kind of get it there. I'm trying to get it exact. That's the problem. So I kind of want to use it like that. Okay, it looks a little, I'm gonna have to cut some off of that edge. Okay, there. And you know what I'm going to do too right now is kind of measure this bottom piece so that I can, hopefully this won't come loose. Measure this bottom piece sorta. I should have done that before I put this together because I'm gonna have this up here. And I want to try to have it like, I think I'm going to take it off like right here. Hopefully that's correct, Amundo. And I'm going to put a little bit of this glue stick here. This Tombow glue stick is really good. It really gives a good stick. So it'll be enough for me to hold as I assemble this together until I can use a stronger glue on the underside of it. And I'll probably use some tear and tape as well. So there. Oh. Come on. Did I get enough on there? I know I did. So let's see. So and I'll trim off the edges as I go. I'll straighten that up. So I'll wait until you know what, I think I'm going to put some tape on the back now so that it kind of stays together while I'm assembling the other part. And I'm just going to put a little bit here. If anybody has cats, you know, there's constantly hair everywhere. And I have 2. Okay, so that's going to keep that there for me. Okay, there. Okay, great. And then I'm going to assemble this up here. Let me see, where is my... Let me cut this end off here so it's not catching on anything. Okay, so then I just want to kind of dry fit my butterfly in here. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's gonna fit perfectly. And then here, you know what, I want it over. I never know about this over under. Let me see how that looks. I think it should be under, but let me see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with under because it can disappear more. That miter edge at the top. Okay. I'm gonna put that tumble there. Ooh. Kind of was like a little bit with this glue stick, but I do love this glue stick. I think I got the Tombow glue stick from Michaels, and I probably more than likely had a coupon. You know what? Let me pick this up for a minute. Get it stuck here. Let me see here. There we go. Oh, crooked. Okay. So any glue that's left on the outside, you know, you can use a glue eraser, and you know, they'll take that tackiness off, so I'm not too concerned about that. And then right away I'm going to go and put some tear and tape on the back of this while I clean up my edges, and then I can get to assembling this on the front of the card. So you see that comes together pretty easy. A little bit messy, but pretty easy. And there we go. And see, I have my frame here, so it's pretty easy. Now it's going to be going into, hopefully I didn't make it too wide for my, ooh, that saved me. I'm just on point. Can you imagine? I would have been like, ah. So anyway, okay, so we're going to put this in here, but I think what I am going to do, because, let me see here. You know what? Should I put this like on the outside like that? Let me clean up a little bit on this edge here. Just clean up a little bit on this edge here at the bottom. Okay, and then I'll just come in and just re-ink that a little bit. Yeah, I think I maybe will put the frame down first. So I think if I put the frame down first, it will hide a multitude of faults if there are any. So I think that's what I'll do. Put the frame down first. And I'm just gonna open up this, tear out the part where that glue was so I don't mess up my project here. And this. And what I'm going to do here is see here, I just want to clean up this edge. Clean up this edge. Here, I already took the tear and tape off. And I think I want to apply, let me see, a little bit of liquid glue maybe. I probably really should open up my other one. Let me, I have some in here. I don't think this is reptile glue though I have in here. But it's glue none the same. No. Okay, that's kind of clogged. Okay, let's see. You know what? I'll just continue to use the tear and tape. Okay, I've put my tear and tape on the back here, and I'm just using my bone folder to adhere this all down. Give it a good stick. Make sure it has a good stick. Make sure I clean up anything off my mat here. To make sure it has a good stick, because especially if you're selling these, you don't want anything to come up or come apart. So I always try to make sure that I am just really making sure stuff has a good stick, and that I'm using good glue, and then I'm going over all the I want to go all over the everything. So okay, I have that down. Now for this, I am going to use some liquid glue. I know there's some glue in here. See, it's coming out. So I think I'm gonna have to open up my new bottle. gonna have to open up my new bottle, but I want to make sure that I take it all the way to the edge. I am gonna, when I put that on, use my bone folder, and that's gonna like spread things around a little bit. And then I position it, and that wet glue gives you a little bit of wiggle time so you can get it right where you want it. And that's where I want it, and I hold it down while I smooth out, because like I said, I want to make sure that I get those edges. And I'll show you what I do if, because I see one edge here that it didn't, two edges that, well, maybe all four edges. And see here where it's kind of like lifting up a little bit? This is what I do. I take a scrap piece and I just get me some glue like that on my scrap piece. And what I do is I just take it and I go right up under the edge there. Right up under the edge there. Right up under right here. All around here, because I want that to get a good stick. And I go and I do that. And then I just throw that scrap piece away. And I go in and I tap it first, because I don't want that glue to be coming out and going everywhere. So I kind of tap it down, and then I come in and I give it a nice rub with my bone folder. Give it a nice rub with your bone folder to make sure you know that's sticking. So, okay, so there, that's going to be the front. And this is with my little composition books. I always include a pen, so I am going to pick out an eyelet here that I'm going to use. That's gonna the chain on my pen is going to be threaded through, and I'll probably try and see if I have a yellow pen, because that'll bring out some of the yellow in here, yellow or red. So it does seem like it needs a little something else on that front, but like I said, I don't do too much decorating on the front, because, or on it like I really want to, because it's going in a purse and you don't want it to be snagging on a lot of things. So that is mainly the reason why I don't. And but I think I might put a couple of embellishments on there. I think I might use, I have these, and these I purchased from HSN a couple of years ago. I don't even know who makes them. And I have this, I think they were really, really cheap, because I remember I purchased 2 boxes. And let me see what colors, what design. I know I don't want to use white. I don't want to use that putty color, but do I want to use circles? Or, oh, do we have any? We don't have any diamond shapes, but we do have this like hexagon shape, which I think is more closer. We have squares. I don't know. I think I like the little hexagon shapes. But what color? Let's see here. What colors I have in my hexagon shapes. So, do I want to use that? Do I want to use a dark? I think I want to use a darker color in the hexagon. Do I have a darker color in the hexagon? I know I must. If it's not in here, I probably took it out and didn't put it back, and it's lost in the dark hole of my craft room somewhere, in with something else. And that's what it looks. Nope. Here's like this. It's not a black color. It's more of a. It doesn't look like a dark black. So I think I am going to use that. And I'm going to. Let me see here. Do I want to use one up in here? Let's see. I think I am. Let's see. Okay. I think I'm going to use one here. And I always, whether or not my embellishments have glue backs or not, I always add glue with mine. I always do. So I'm going to put that there. And then I'm going to use a tiny one. And I'm going to put that, oops. Now I want to come out, and I want to come out like gangbusters. So, let's see. Just going to grab some up here with my little tool here. I want to put one right there. And then I'm going to use the little one. There. And then I think I'm going to use another one here. So, okay. Let's see, put this back. I'm trying to be in the habit of putting stuff back where I took it out from, so that'll make my crafting less. This is just a microfiber towel. There was some spillage on there, and just to shine up this embellishment here. Oh, let me see. I think I'll wait till that glue dries a little bit more. Then I can really clean it up properly. Okay. Okay, now I think that looks nice. So then for the inside, I am going to cover the inside, and then I'll decorate the back, and I'll come back and show you the finished product. This is the finished product.